Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code, DTC U0131, indicates a malfunction in the Fault Controller Area Network, FCAN, specifically affecting the Engine Control Module, ECM, and the Electric Power Steering, EPS system. This problem suggests that there is no communication flow between the ECM and the EPS control unit, which can lead to steering issues. The FCAN is responsible for various communication signals for different vehicle functions. In the context of the Honda Civic 2006 to 2011, communication between these critical components is essential for proper vehicle operation. If there are issues in communication, serious vehicle functionality problems may arise. The following slides will detail a step-by-step troubleshooting procedure to address this code. Error code U0131 indicates a fault controller area network malfunction related to the ECM and the EPS. The Engine Control Module, ECM, is the vehicle's computer that manages engine performance, whereas the EPS is in charge of the Electric Power Steering Assist System. In most Honda Civics from 2006 to 2011, the ECM is located near the vehicle's firewall, while the EPS control unit is typically found near the steering column. These components work together to ensure that the vehicle's steering responds precisely as the driver intends. Any failure in communications between these two could cause malfunctioning steering, impacting driver safety. Thus, understanding their role and location is vital for troubleshooting the U0131 code effectively. Several factors could lead to the triggering of DTC U0131. First, poor connections in the wiring harness can inhibit communication between the ECM and the EPS. Loose terminals often exacerbate this, leading to intermittent connectivity issues. Furthermore, broken or damaged wires can create open circuits, causing absolute failure in communication lines. Each of these potential causes can interrupt reliable data exchange in the fault controller area network. By identifying and addressing these specific issues, technicians can restore proper functionality. Therefore, it's imperative to perform thorough checks of the wiring and connectors as you proceed through the troubleshooting steps. When DTC U0131 is present, certain symptoms may manifest. One obvious sign is the illumination of the Electric Power Steering, EPS, indicator light on the dashboard, signaling a potential failure in the steering system. Additionally, drivers may notice poor steering response, making it difficult to maneuver the vehicle smoothly. In some severe cases, there may even be a complete loss of steering assist, which could create safety hazards while driving. Recognizing these symptoms can be crucial for timely interventions. The presence of these warning signs should lead technicians to investigate the EPS and ECM communication integrity diligently. The first step in troubleshooting DTC U0131 is to turn the ignition switch to the on position, specifically to the second II setting. This action powers up various vehicle systems for diagnostics. Then, you use the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to check for any pending or confirmed DTCs present in the vehicle system. It is critical to verify if DTC U0028 appears alongside U0131. If it does, the next steps would require addressing DTC U0028 before proceeding with U0131. This structured approach ensures that multiple issues do not complicate the troubleshooting process. If U0028 is absent, you can continue to the next troubleshooting step. In troubleshooting step 2, the focus will be on clearing any recorded DTCs with the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS. This step resets the vehicle's error codes, allowing the technician to perform an accurate status check. After clearing the DTCs, it is essential to run another diagnostic check with the HDS to see if DTC U0131 reappears. If it does, it indicates that there is likely an ongoing issue that is not intermittent. Conversely, if it does not, it may suggest that the problem was sporadic, leading the technician to investigate for poor connections or terminal conditions in the EPS control unit and the ECM more closely. Therefore, this step is crucial to establish whether the fault is persistent or temporally driven. In this step, the technician must check for communication between the HDS and the EPS control unit, ensuring that they can interact properly. If the HDS is unable to communicate with the EPS control unit, this would indicate a more severe underlying issue that could require symptom troubleshooting for situations where the EPS indicator does not turn off and there are no stored DTCs. It's crucial to determine if the EPS system is responding adequately, as any irregularities here could point to an electrical or connectivity issue. Establishing successful communication can help isolate whether the problem lies within the EPS or the linking circuitry, making this step essential for accurate diagnosis. For this step, you will first turn the ignition switch fully to the lock position, effectively cutting power to the systems. Following this, you will utilize the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to jump the SCS system communication line. This is a specialized function used to bypass certain electronic safeguards for diagnostics. By doing this, you allow the HDS to communicate more freely with the vehicle's control modules, which aids in troubleshooting. This step can sometimes reveal hidden issues related to communication between the ECM and EPS that may not be apparent during regular diagnostics. Proper use of the SCS line jumping will set the stage for the next procedures in your troubleshooting process. In this step, the technician will disconnect the EPS control unit connector D, which has 28 pins for electrical connections. This disconnection is crucial as it will enable you to check for any continuity issues between the harness and ECM more accurately. It is essential to handle the connectors carefully to avoid any mechanical damage. Disconnecting this component serves to ensure that any faults in the control unit itself are isolated from the rest of the system. By completing this disconnection, the technician prepares for the next vital check that involves verifying continuity between the ECM and EPS control unit terminals, allowing for precise identification of breakpoints or faults in the existing wiring. This step involves the disconnection of the ECM connector A, which has 44 pins. Disconnecting this connector allows for an accurate continuity test between the respective terminals of the ECM and EPS control unit. The goal here is to ensure that all the connections are functioning as intended and that there are no breaks in the communication line. This is an essential procedure to identify if there are any issues in the connections that could lead to the DTC U0131 being triggered. Taking care to maintain the integrity of the connectors during this step is vital, as any damage could compound the issues. Completing this disconnection sets the stage for evaluating the continuity tests effectively. In this critical step, the technician will check for continuity between ECM connector terminal A36 and EPS control unit connector D, terminal number 1. This is where the communication lines intersect, and establishing continuity confirms that there are no open circuits between these pivotal components. A failure in this continuity would indicate that there's likely a break in the wire, which would need immediate attention. The testing should be performed with a multimeter, ensuring that a proper electrical flow is indicated. If continuity is confirmed, it gains confidence that the wiring associated with terminal A36 and terminal D1 is sound. Completing this is crucial, as it affords the confidence to move on to the next step of checking the other terminal pairs. For this step, the technician must check for continuity between ECM connector terminal A37 and EPS control unit connector D, terminal number 15. This is another key pair of connections that allows for communication through the fault controller area network. Verifying continuity here serves the same purpose as the previous step. It ensures that there are no interruptions in the communication pathway between the ECM and the EPS. If continuity is confirmed at this junction, it indicates that the communication line from terminal A37 to terminal D15 is intact. On the contrary, no continuity suggests an open circuit that necessitates repair. This thorough investigation helps ensure that both communication lines are functional before concluding the troubleshooting process. After completing all necessary repairs associated with the faults discovered in previous steps, it is essential to verify that the repairs made are truly effective. This verification process starts with checking for any lingering DTCs using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS. Confirming that DTC U0131 is no longer present is an indicator of successful repairs. Additionally, after resetting the system, the technician should perform a test drive to ensure the EPS operates correctly under driving conditions. This ensures that the system behaves as expected without triggering any warnings. Only after comprehensive verification should the repair process be considered complete. This step emphasizes the importance of thoroughness in confirming the effectiveness of repairs. To prevent the recurrence of issues similar to DTC U0131, regular preventive maintenance is highly advisable. One of the primary actions is to routinely inspect the wiring associated with the ECM and EPS for any signs of wear, fraying, or damage that could lead to communication failures. Additionally, checking the condition of connectors for signs of corrosion, dirt, or loose connections will fortify the vehicle's electronic systems. Sticky or non-responsive connectors can create intermittent issues that directly impact vehicle performance. Keeping these connections clean and secure will help maintain a robust communication network. Simple, regular maintenance inspections can yield long-term benefits in avoiding complex repairs and enhancing overall vehicle reliability. In conclusion, understanding the cause and context of DTC U0131 is vital in addressing potential steering and communication issues in the Honda Civic from 2006 to 2011. The steps laid out in the troubleshooting process allow technicians to effectively diagnose and resolve problems associated with the ECM and EPS communication. Properly following through these steps ensures that any electrical issues are identified and fixed, restoring vehicle functionality. Additionally, preventative maintenance practices should be established to maintain good health of the vehicle's electronic systems. By committing to thorough troubleshooting and regular maintenance, drivers can minimize the probabilities of encountering similar issues in the future. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time!